What's up guys, Riley here, and today we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into some diff covers. So these are injora diff covers. They are, I believe, 11 grams. They're the black anodized, because that's kind of what I'm going for this build. I don't really want the brass color all over it for this build, because it's not really, it doesn't really match what I want. So now one problem is I've got two of these and they're the only ones I have, and I probably should have gotten some lighter ones too, so that I can put a heavier diff cover on the front and a lighter one on the back, just to help when climbing. But I don't want to leave a plastic one on the back and a upgraded one on the front. I just don't really like that idea. So we're going to put both of them on it, and it'll help us crawl, hopefully. So let's get into the video. So a bit of overview on this build. We have Hyraxes, stock rims, no foams in the front, foams in the rear, vented tires. Second thing, we have an Emax servo and Hot Racing links, steering links. And then we have an injora 66 turn motor, and there should be a video on it now, or should already be out, of this motor and a comparison of the 50 turn motor. So the purple one, I've got both motors and I did a comparison, so check that video out after this one. I've got this little piece of copper just to help add a little bit of weight for now. It's a little raggedy. And another thing is I've got some Hot Racing, I think they're 6mm plus axles in there, steel axles. It's got the spacers and whatnot in there. And then one more thing, if you can see on the axle, the shock's actually connected to flex blades. So I've got Mofo flex blades on this. They're aluminum, and I do have a video on that too, so check that out too. The springs are moved, or not springs, but shocks are moved, and I took the springs out, as you can see. And that's what I've got so far, other than the other body, which y'all should, I think y'all have seen before. Some of you have seen before, I know that. But let's go ahead and get into the first thing we're going to do. Number one, I'm going to take it out as is right now with the body on it, and we're going to go run it and see how it does before we put these on. And then we're going to bring it back inside. I'm going to put these on, and then we're going to see how much performance we gained. So let's go ahead and get into the first part of running. As you can see, I've got my truck out here on the course. I'm just going to do a quick run on the rock part, and then mostly what I'm looking for is the hill climb, and see how good I do on the hill climb, which already this truck does really good on our hill climb. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the crawling. As you see, that front end's kind of sitting up some when I'm going up here. Hopefully, maybe with the diff covers, it'll help it sit back down some. Walk on over to the left of it. Not doing any specific lines, I'm just trying to go down the course. Just like that. Hopefully some extra weight will help that. Easy peasy. Try and drop off of that right there. Not really gonna do much. Just like that, it falls over. So we'll look and see if the diff covers help that. There we go. So there's a little bit of a rock crawl. Now we're gonna go ahead and get on the hill climb. So let's go ahead and get over there. Over here at the hill climb, test number 1. Getting stuck in these ruts. Just like that. That was pretty easy for it. I'll move the camera and get a few other angles. So right here. So as low as my truck is, it's pretty low centered. Because just the way I have the shock set up, it sits really low. So it's kind of like a low center of gravity setup. So it does pretty good on climbs. But we'll see if it maybe the diff covers will help with some grip. Because it does slide a little bit. Boom. So that's about all I'm going to do for testing right now. We're going to go ahead and get the diff covers swapped on it. And we'll do some more testing. Back over here, got the truck. I'm gonna go ahead and get the body off and get the battery out, and just less of a hassle while putting the diff cover on the rear. Not really fighting, and it'll help with the light too if I move the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the body off. So to get the body off, we unplug the battery, push them in here. Kind of push them down like that, and then you pull back on the body, kind of give it a little wiggle. Sometimes it catches a little more than usual, which it looks like it has today. Alright, so I've gotten the body off. As you can see, it's a lot more open, a lot more light getting to the diff cover. Now go ahead and kind of show you all these diff covers, get them opened. Like I said, I believe they're about 11 grams. They might be the 10 gram ones. So if I open these, now these do come with bearings. They do come with bearings, as you can see. So you won't have to take the bearings out of the other diff covers, which the hot racing ones you do. Now these are the diff covers. They look really nice. There's no like cut lines on them. There's these lines right there at the bottom, which I think that looks like it's part of this sign. And then it's kind of like the etching that shows some brass, and then it says injora, if it can focus. But they look really good. I'm anxious to see what they look like on the truck. So they're fairly heavy. As small as these are, they're nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rear and front diff covers pulled off of this thing and get them put on. Got the bearings in it already, just to save a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and install them. Now remember, the longer screws go up top and the shorter ones go in the 4 bottom holes. the difference. There's a lot less cut out of this one than there is in this one. And the brass one is way thicker than this one. I already have the bearings in it, so we'll go ahead and get it put in. And just like that, out with the old and in with the new. These things look pretty good. Now my front steering links are obviously hiding it on the front, but the rear one looks really nice, and I can definitely, just holding it, I can tell the difference. So that's definitely nice. So I'm gonna clean up everything, and I'm going to get the body and battery in, and we'll go out to the course. So I've got the truck out here. Looks really good with those diff covers on it. Just a little added bling to it, and even on the front you can still kind of see it, mostly in person, but they look really good. So we're going to go ahead and test how good they really are. So I'm not really doing any lines like I said earlier. Just trying to do a nice slow crawl, which this new motor is really good with. The sliding has definitely been limited right here. There we go. That was a lot easier to get over. This 66 turn motor has such a smooth crawl for a brush motor. So far, the grip on this thing has been pretty good with that added weight. Axles or shocks are kind of binding up a bit, which is expected. Not from the upgrades. As you see right there, it didn't even flip over. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go do the hill climb. So we're at the hill climb, so let's go ahead and see how good it does. Even before the diff covers, this thing was really good on the hill climb. Holy cow, even through the ruts it had no problem. Already I'm very excited. This thing has no problem getting up this little hill. Not spinning no matter what. Except for when you floor it, it loses a little bit of traction that way. But if I get this thing in the ruts, it just goes. I can get in the ruts and it'll still go up. So these diff covers are definitely worth it. Now, because they're so good, we're going to try something a little different. So there's the regular hill climb. If you come right here, we're going to try that. Which it's actually kind of like this. So we'll see if it works. Slide in a little. Don't know. Kind of rutted out right here from trying. There we go. If I give it a good amount of a bump, or a good bump, to get it over this little rut right there, then it goes pretty good. And so does that one. That front diff cover on that really helps. So if I go down, and it doesn't even slide down until I turn like that. So far, these diff covers have been awesome. It absolutely destroys the hill climb like it's flat ground. So I'm very happy in those Injora diff covers. I've got one on the back too. I don't think I can do much more performance to help the hill climb because it already does the hill climb so good. But I just need to be careful because if I upgrade it too much or do some wrong upgrades, it might not go up it like it needs to. So other than that, definitely check out those diff covers. They're awesome. They're worth the price. Definitely worth the price. And they're nice and heavy. They keep your truck pretty planted on the ground. And those are the only real brass things I have on this truck. And I actually think that's the only brass things I have on the truck, other than whatever's in the servo. So check those out. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And I will see you later.